Not, I can't afford a vacation, broke. I haven't eaten a real meal in 3 days, broke. You're scrolling through Craigslist at 2 a.m. in a studio apartment that smells like mildew and regret. And then you see it. Seeking young male, 24 to 28, brown hair, medium build. Short-term acting role. No experience required. $500 cash. One afternoon. There's no company name. No website. Just a phone number and a single sentence at the bottom. Must be comfortable with emotional situations. You stare at it for a long time. Then you text the number. You tell yourself it's probably a student film. You tell yourself $500 is $500. You get a response in under a minute. Good. Come to 4417 Mercer Street Saturday at noon. Ask for Helen. That's it. No questions. No interview. No, send us your photo. Like they already knew you'd say yes. Level 2, the house. Mercer Street is in the older part of the city. Big houses. Quiet streets. The kind of neighborhood where curtains move when you walk past. You find 4417 and stop. It's a large colonial. White shutters. Rose bushes along the front. A wind chime that sounds like it's apologizing for something. You ring the bell. A woman opens the door before the echo fades. She's in her 60s. Silver hair pulled back. Dressed like she's going to church. Eyes that have been crying recently, you can tell, but her posture is iron straight. She looks at you. And something in her face breaks open for just a second. Then she seals it back up. You must be Daniel, she says. Your name is not Daniel. But you say, yes, m. She steps aside. You walk in. The house smells like old wood and lavender and something else. Something that takes you a moment to name. Grief. It smells like grief. She leads you to the living room. There are photos everywhere. On the walls. On the shelves. On the piano nobody plays anymore. And in almost every single one, a young man. Brown hair. Medium build. He looks like you. Not exactly. But enough. Helen sits across from you and folds her hands in her lap. My son Daniel disappeared 4 years ago, she says. He was 26. They never found a body. The police closed the case. She doesn't cry. She's past crying. My husband had a stroke last year. He's upstairs. He can't speak well anymore. He can barely recognize faces. She pauses. But last week, he had a moment of clarity. And all he asked for. Her voice drops, was Daniel. She looks at you. The doctors say he has maybe 2 months. Silence fills the room like water. I just need someone to sit with him. Hold his hand. Tell him it's going to be okay. She slides an envelope across the coffee table. $500. 1 hour. You never have to come back. You look at the envelope. You look at the photos. You pick up the envelope. Level 3, the first visit. She walks you upstairs. She briefs you in the hallway like a director giving notes before a scene. His name is Robert. He worked for the railroad for 32 years. He likes baseball, the Cubs specifically. Daniel used to call him Pop. He takes his coffee with 2 sugars. She opens the bedroom door. The man in the bed is smaller than you expected. Men like this, men who built things, who worked with their hands, they shouldn't look this small. But illness makes everyone small. He turns his head slowly when you walk in. And the moment his eyes find your face, he smiles. Not a polite smile. A relieved smile. The kind that only happens when something lost comes home. Danny, he whispers. Your chest does something unexpected. You sit beside him. You take his hand. His grip is weak but it finds yours like muscle memory. Hey Pop, you say. His eyes go wet. You talk for an hour. About nothing. Baseball. The weather. A fishing trip that Daniel apparently took with him in 2003. Helen fed you the details in the hall, and you used them like a script, carefully, carefully. Robert laughs twice. Real laughs. When you leave, Helen is waiting at the bottom of the stairs. She doesn't say anything. She just nods. On the bus home, you count the money. And you feel something you didn't expect to feel. Guilty. But not guilty enough to give it back. Level 4, the return. She calls you 4 days later. He's been asking for you, she says. Every morning. You should say no. I can do Saturday, you say. She offers $700 this time. You visit again. And again. Weekly at first, then twice a week. You get better at it. You learn Robert's stories. His rhythms. The way he pauses before a punchline. The way he squeezes your hand when he's scared but won't say it. Helen starts leaving the two of you alone. She starts cooking dinner before you leave. She asks if you're hungry. You always stay. The house starts to feel less like a set and more like a place. And that's when you make your first mistake. You start to like them. Level 5, the web. Week 6. Helen hands you a box. Daniel's clothes. His jacket. His watch. He's more lucid when you look the part, she says. You want to refuse. You don't. You come back wearing a dead man's jacket and carrying a dead man's watch. Robert's face lights up like a sunrise. That night, Helen shows you Daniel's room. She's kept it untouched. Like a museum. Like a prayer. Posters. Books. A guitar with a broken string. A half-finished journal on the desk. She doesn't let you read the journal. But she tells you things. Real things. Daniel struggled with addiction in his early 20s. He and Robert fought, badly, the year before he disappeared. Robert has never forgiven himself. When Daniel comes, she says, using the present tense deliberately, Robert gets to have his son back. She looks at you. And so do I. The air changes. You realize this stopped being a job a while ago. You're not sure when. Level 6, the crack. Week 9. A car is parked outside the house when you arrive. You don't know the car. Inside, there's a man at the kitchen table. Late 30s. Sharp eyes. The kind of face that misses nothing. Helen introduces him as Marcus. Daniel's cousin. He looks at you the way customs agents look at passports. You look different, he says. It's been a while, you say. He doesn't blink. For years. Dinner is tense. Marcus asks questions that aren't really questions. Where have you been? What were you doing? Why didn't you call? You answer the way you've rehearsed. Vague. Emotional. Just enough truth borrowed from the journal entries Helen finally let you read last week. Marcus doesn't buy it. But he doesn't blow it up either. After dinner he catches you alone on the porch. I don't know what this is, he says quietly. But she's happy. He's happy. So I'm going to let it go. He leans closer. Unless it becomes something else. He leaves. You stand on the porch for a long time. The watch on your wrist feels